Good afternoon. Welcome to the graduation reception for the 274th Basic Training class. Class 274, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Right face. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Center face. Please be seated. On behalf of the KLETC administration, instructional, and support staff, we would like to congratulate all of you for completing your training here at KLETC. During your time here at KLETC, you've walked past the Wall of Honor numerous times. The Wall of Honor is a reminder of the ultimate sacrifice paid by each of the KLETC graduates memorialized. At this time, we would like to take a moment of silence to honor the 26 KLETC graduates that have given the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you. It is a KLETC tradition for the class president to deliver a few brief remarks on behalf of the graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, the 274th Basic Training Class President, Luke Davis of the Gray County Sheriff's Office.
Evil is powerless if the good are unafraid. President Ronald Reagan. Good afternoon. My name is Luke Davis. I work for the Gray County Sheriff's Office, and I'm the class president of the 274th Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center Academy class. I welcome all of you, administrators, instructors, staff, sheriffs, chiefs, family, friends, distinguished guests, and everyone watching from home. I welcome you all. I should start out this speech with thank you. I could spend my allotted time thanking the people who have helped me in this class through the last 14 weeks of training. I want to personally thank Mike Satterley, our class coordinator, for putting up with us. I would like to thank the cooks for keeping us fed, and the instructors who have given us the training and knowledge to be equipped for our futures. I would like to thank our chiefs and sheriffs for hiring us and giving us the opportunity to serve our communities. I think that our administrators saw something in every single one of you, even me, something that I can sum up in a quote by Peter Schutz: hire character, train skill. You should take pride in that. I'd like to thank our communities for giving us the opportunity to give back, the honor to serve them, and the faith they have put in us to do so. I know that our communities support us, and we do this job to better our communities. Finally, I would like to thank our families. You all will graduate with us today. You have become spouses, mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters of certified law enforcement officers, and for that I thank you. It hasn't been easy being away from our families, and I thank you for supporting me and my fellow classmates. I will also tell you to expect your officers to miss Christmases, birthdays, graduations, that they will be working all hours of the day and night. This can be a difficult career for officers and their families, but with the support of you, officers can accomplish anything. So I thank you once again. Now to my classmates. This may be the end of the academy, but this is just the beginning. We're all still rookies, and there's so much we have yet to learn. Never stop learning or working on bettering yourself in this career. This is a beginning of what I hope to be a rewarding career of serving, protecting, and supporting your communities. In the last 14 weeks, we have had some interesting experiences. One of them was OC Day. I was first in line, and, well, I didn't take it very well. Deputy Runkle, my partner during the exercise, can attest to that, but he will never speak of that day again. I also remembered when we learned how to use a baton. We learned how to strike and pry and even got the key to the city. I also remember emergency vehicle operations, or EVO. The course was a little slick in the edges, and I may have taken out some snow fence, but we all learned a lot. We had some fun playing dodgeball, and just remember that it hit the ball. Look at your fellow classmates. We are all now brothers and sisters, a family. Now, I want you to look back to the first day of class when we didn't really know each other. I believe it was Instructor Satterley who told us to think about our why. Why? Why did we choose this profession? I know that many of us had other jobs before we chose this vocation. Some of us worked in construction, welders, worked on wind turbines, or drove trucks. So my question is, why? I don't think it's for the money or the fame. I think if we wanted to be loved, we would have become firefighters. I think the reason why is an urge, a passion to serve a higher purpose. I think we have all had a moment in our lives that influenced us to be law enforcement officers. By taking this job, we have all taken an oath to protect life. We have accepted that we can take a life, save a life, and lose our lives, all in the span of a 12-hour shift. Now, classmates of the 274th Basic Training Academy class, I want you to think about another why. I want you to think about your friends, family, and loved ones. They should be a why. Why we make sure that our body armor is strapped on tight. Why our duty pistol has one in the chamber. Why all of our equipment, our vehicles, and our mindset are in working order. We have one for sure goal every day when we pick up that radio and go 10-8. Go home safe. Our family, friends, loved ones, and others need us to come home at the end of our shift. Our kids need us to put them to bed. Our spouses need a hug or kiss goodnight. I'm telling you right now that there is no room for failure in this aspect on the streets. If we get into a fight, there is no tapping out like in defensive tactics. If we get into a gunfight, the target will shoot back. We will go home. And I'll be very dissatisfied if you don't fight till your last ounce of strength and last breath of air to make sure you do. We will all have bad days, I guarantee that. Most of us already have. What I promise is that we will have good days, great days. We will have days that all we want to do is smile ear to ear because we are working in our dream career. We have a unique opportunity every day to make a difference. That makes me happy just thinking about it. We have the tools to change lives in a positive way. In a few short moments, we will graduate. We will become certified law enforcement officers. But remember, we are not just cops. The vast majority of the things we will do on the street will not end in taking someone to jail. We are now marriage counselors, teachers, social workers, psychiatrists, firefighters, coaches, dog catchers, referees, and so much more. We will affect change in someone's life every single day, whether we know it or not. That I can promise you. Your communities need us, and we need our communities. Classmates, the public sees us, whether we are in uniform and in our patrol cars, or whether we are walking into the gas station on our day off. Our community is watching us all the time, and we will always be the neighborhood cop. But I can tell you the vast majority of our communities are in our corner. They want us in their community, and they appreciate the sacrifices we make every single day. They are thankful for us. In closing, I'd like to thank everyone once again for supporting myself in this class in our 14 weeks of training. I'm excited for all of you in your journeys as law enforcement officers. I would like to leave you with a quote from an unknown person. A true police officer fights not because he hates what is in front of him, but because he loves who stands behind him. Be safe. And God bless you, your agencies, the state of Kansas. God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Okay, Luke, hey, hang out here. On behalf of the KLETC administration and staff, we'd like to present you with a plaque. This plaque is in appreciation of you being the class president for the 274th. Hopefully you'll display this back at your office proudly, okay? And you can pick this up after graduation. Thank you. It's also a tradition of each graduating class to create and manage a legacy project. For the 274th, due to the class sizes here at KLETC being cut down from approximately 60 to 65 students down to 24 to 28, we've seen more than one time classes come together to create a legacy project and work together. And that's the case for the 274th. They teamed up with the 275th to collect donations to be given to the firearms range here at KLETC. The money the two classes came together with will go to buy new mobile rifle racks for use out at the range. This is the type of teamwork and ethic we here at KLETC are trying to promote. The students from two separate classes coming together to achieve a singular goal. These lessons can be carried forward and displayed as these officers start their careers. So thank you from KLETC to the 274th. Next, I would like to have Jonathan Dunphy with the Kansas City Public Schools Police Department join me at the podium. This award is for the class's top shooter. This award recognizes the student officer from the 274th Basic Training Class for their firearms proficiency. Please join me in recognizing his achievement. Congratulations, Mr. Dunphy. Thank you. At this time, I would ask Executive Director Beck join me on stage to present a special award.
So we've seen several awards presented already, and they were each time it was introduced with a statement that it is a tradition at KLETC that we do this. This award that I'm about to give is not a tradition at KLETC. This is the first time that it's ever been given at KLETC. We had a pair of students who answered the question, why? Whose chief of police did screen people for character, screened people for character and trained skills. That chief was successful, and we want to recognize those efforts. The one thing, however, that I had to take issue with the president's speech, and that was on the issue of officer safety. Of course, we want you to do everything you can do to be safe and try every day to go home safe at the end of the day. However, the nature of what you have signed up for, the nature of what you draw or what draws you to the profession is that you're willing to take that risk to help other people. You're willing to put your own risk or your own life at risk in order to make the world safe for others. On behalf of my family, thank you. I know I can come to work every day. I know I can be away from my family, and I know that there are other people that are watching them for me. So thank you for that. The ultimate expression however, of that sentiment is when an officer is willing to risk their life to save the life of another person. I'd like to ask Officer Samantha Snell to join me at the podium. It came to my attention that while returning to KLETC, Officer Snell put her life on the line to try to save the lives of 2 citizens. Ultimately, she was not successful in saving their lives, unfortunately. But we needed to recognize, I believe, that heroic action that she took. We didn't have an award. We don't have a medal for life-saving. We don't have a plaque for life-saving, so we created one. This is a certificate of commendation, and it's the first one ever issued. And it's issued to Officer Samantha Snell. And it's awarded for exceptional heroic actions in the performance of your duties on January 18th, 2021. You risked your life in an attempt to save victims of a fiery 2-vehicle head-on crash while enrolled as a basic training student at KLETC. Your actions bring credit to your department, KLETC, and our profession. Given under my hand at KLETC on this 26th day of February, I sign it in my capacity as the Director of Police Training for the state of Kansas. Congratulations.
Thank you, Director Beck. Now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker for today's ceremony, Chief Nelson Mosley of the Rose Hill Police Department. Chief Nelson Mosley began his law enforcement career with the Wichita Police Department in February of 1987. During his 29-plus years with this agency, he rose through the ranks from police officer to detective, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, and deputy chief, until retiring as interim police chief in March of 2016. Chief Mosley was then hired by the Rose Hill Police Department in July of 2016, where he currently serves as police chief with over 34 years of law enforcement experience. Chief Mosley holds a Master's of Science degree in management, as well as a Bachelor of Science degree in human resource management, both from Friends University. He's a graduate of the 241st session of the FBI National Academy, Central State's Law Enforcement Executive Development Program, Wichita State's Executive Leadership Course, Leadership Wichita, and other numerous management/leadership courses. Chief Mosley has served as an adjunct professor for both Butler College and Wichita State University, teaching law enforcement courses, and has received numerous awards throughout his law enforcement career, to include the 40 Under 40 Award through the Wichita Business Journal, 3 Police Bronze Wreaths of Merit, the Distinguished Service Award, Life Saving Award, Safe Driving Award, and several certificates of appreciation. Chief Mosley is the current president of the Kansas Association of Chiefs of Police for 2020-2021, and his professional memberships include the International Association of Chiefs of Police, Kansas Association of Chiefs of Police, FBI National Academy Associates, National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, and FBI LEDA. He serves on several community advisory boards and stays involved in community events, including coaching youth sports. Chief Mosley is married to his wife, Jana, and they have 3 kids at home. Chief Mosley.
Thank you for that introduction. Good afternoon, graduating class 274. Congratulations, and finally, the day you all have been waiting for, right? I knew it. And just to let you all in on a little secret, your agencies have been waiting for this day as well. Right, Officer Heidebrecht? I know this class has had some challenges, obstacles, and delays due to COVID. However, you all persevered and made it to your graduation day. At this time, I want to thank Director Beck and all Academy instructors and staff that made this day possible. Thank you. Job well done with this fine group of graduating officers and deputies. I also want to thank you all for having me here today. I'm very humbled and honored to be here as your guest speaker to share a few words on this very joyous occasion. You all have worked very hard to accomplish your goal in becoming law enforcement officers. You know, I heard through the grapevine that this class came together and blended well as a group, overcoming challenges in the schedule that obviously prolonged your academy session. You all became family. In fact, I heard that in the president's speech. So you know it. Brothers and sisters with the same common goal of becoming law enforcement officers. You worked hard to achieve this goal, which is worthy of our recognition today. Each of you have your own reasons of entering this occupation, and today is a culmination of your efforts and dedication. I'd like to talk now about the importance of family and professionalism. Family is important in police culture. We often refer to new officers as becoming one of the family. We let our retiring officers know that they are always part of the family. Family is so important to us all. Within my own agency, we have that very word family displayed on the wall in our department with all of our members' pictures hung above it. Now, characteristics of any good family include loyalty, determination, commitment, appreciation, honesty, sincerity, effective and open communication, and integrity. Now, what is it about family that is so special? For most of you today, your own families have been part of the process of you becoming law enforcement officers. They have stood by you as you prepared for this career path. Many have assisted you in studying for exams, adjusted schedules to fit your needs, and sometimes just carried on the household weekly task that came up while you were at the academy. You adjust for your loved ones because at the end of the day, they are family. Today, we want to welcome you to a new family, an extended family, a family that prides itself on things like excellence, dedication, integrity, compassion, respect, accountability, and professionalism. One that is sometimes misunderstood, marginalized, and even criticized at times. But without a doubt, this family plays an important role within society, your law enforcement family. We are the keepers of peace and justice. We run into harm's way while others run from it. We counsel people at their weakest moment and snatch others out of the way of harm to keep our communities safe. But just so as important as family, so is being professional. Representing yourself and the family well. It all goes hand in hand. We are at a time where we're seeing how much attention law enforcement has been receiving all around the country. You are joining our ranks at a true time of opportunity. That is why you must at all times remain the professionals that you have trained to be. You know, I had an old chief that always said, when faced with problems or issues, you should look at them as just another opportunity to problem solve or just plain do better. Professionals can see the big picture. They are not easily discouraged by circumstances they are in. They find ways to succeed when others give up. Professionalism is a way of life. Your communities and the law enforcement profession are counting on each of you to be professional in your duties, day in and day out, on duty or off duty. In the Rose Hill Police Department's mission statement, we state that we are committed to the protection of life, property, and public peace through training, professionalism, integrity, and hard work. We continually work to build partnerships to further our mission to make our city the safest community possible. Now, each of you have similar mission statements for your agencies, give or take a few words, but generally with the same message or meaning. An aspect of professionalism also is our ability to do the job. This means we must remain healthy and ready to respond to whatever problems we face. We have chosen a profession where we can see humanity at its best as well as its worst. Theodore Roosevelt, 26th President of the United States and the 8th Superintendent of the New York Police Department, reminds us that life is dynamic. He said, in any situation, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing you can do is the wrong thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing. Always want to know more, read, and stay current on tactics and law. Set goals for yourself and never become complacent. Be constantly hungry for more knowledge and more responsibility, and be the best version of you that you can be. We owe nothing less to our agencies, our communities, our families, and ourselves. Along these lines, values that each of us should embody to accomplish our mission as law enforcement officers are ethical behavior, integrity, protecting our communities, diversity, and problem solving. With each of these values, we are building the trust of our communities, adhering to the highest standards of personal and professional conduct, addressing crime and the fear of crime, respecting differences, and working in partnership with our communities. How do we accomplish this? Well, by being professional and working hard to accomplish these things. Stay true to who you are and what you stand for. Trust your training, trust your gut, and always remember why you chose this profession. The 30th President of the United States, Calvin Coolidge, said, "No one is compelled to choose the profession of police officer, but having chosen it, everyone is obligated to perform its duties and live up to the high standards of its requirements." Excellent words that hold very true still today. Now, the law enforcement profession is in challenging times right now. So, be steadfast in your pursuit of justice. Always remember the principle of the golden rule, to treat others as you would like others to treat you. There will be days, certainly, when you wonder if you have made an impact. You will, trust me. There will be days when you wonder if it is worth it. It is, believe me. And there will be days when you wonder if you can go on. You can, I know. Before I leave you today, I'd like to share a part of a graduation speech and another graduation speech, and I'll give you all the source here shortly. The dangers you'll face and the split-second decisions that will define you will be met and decided by your hearts and minds. You have been trained by the best in procedure and tactics, but your most valuable weapon will always be the bond you share with your fellow officers and the empathy to the public you have sworn to protect. Today, you are joining the greatest profession in the world. Anyone want to take a stab at that source? No one? Give him, what award do we have there? That is Frank Reagan from Blue Bloods. And I know a television show, and you hit it the nail on the head. But I love the message in these words, and they are certainly perfect for today's graduation ceremony. Not to mention, again, I, like you, probably love that show. Congratulations again, graduates. Have a great rest of your graduation. Be safe out there. Good luck, Godspeed, and welcome to the family. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Mosley. As a token of our appreciation, please accept this plaque for being our guest speaker here for the 274th basic graduation. Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
At KLETC, ethics are the forefront of training. The oath of ethics affirmation is a constant reminder of the importance of doing the right thing. The ultimate purpose of law enforcement is public service. When a law enforcement officer takes the oath of office, they assume great responsibilities. They've entered into a position of being role models where they must lead by example. They become enforcers of the laws and protectors of society. Because the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center believes the concepts and principles within the oath should be a dominating force in all officers' lives, I asked Class President Luke Davis to lead the class with the oath of affirmation to the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics. Deputy Davis, could you please step forward and lead the class in the oath of affirmation?
274, please stand. Raise your right arm. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution of the United States, the state of Kansas, my community, and the agency I serve. Your right hand down.
Please be seated. I congratulate you all on your accomplishments and Godspeed to each one of you. Now, Deputy Davis will announce the names of the graduates of the 274th basic class.
Front row, please stand. Neil Baker, Ulysses Police Department. Justin Barber, Colby Police Department. Brock Becker, Horton Police Department. Lindsay Clayton, Hayes Police Department. Colt Cooper, Washington County Sheriff's Office. Mallory Denson, Liberal Police Department. Andrew Dugan, Ottawa Police Department. Jonathan Dunphy, Kansas City Public Schools Police Department. Tanner Fiesel, Goodland Police Department. Front row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Second row, please stand. Benjamin Folks, Lyon County Sheriff's Office. Peyton Heidebrecht, Rose Hill Police Department. Cameron Hurley, Hutchison Police Department. Chance Johansson, Hiawatha Police Department. Austin Cost, Eudora Police Department. Sean Cost, Kiowa County Sheriff's Office. Josh Kramer, Washington County Sheriff's Office. Kaylee Luther, Goodland Police Department. Michael Mendez, Reno County Sheriff's Office. Second row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Third row, please stand. Andrew Miller, University of Kansas Police Department. Michael Runkle, Rawlins County Sheriff's Office. Adam Scalisi, Reno County Sheriff's Office. Trenton Shaft, Saline County Sheriff's Office. Samantha Snell, Galena Police Department. Luis Vargas Baez, St. George Police Department. Derek Weller, Lansing Police Department. Darian Willis, Kansas City Public Schools Police Department.
And last but not least, Luke Davis, Gray County Sheriff's Office. Third row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Class 274, it's been an honor and my pleasure to be a small part of your journey. I wish you nothing but success and happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's graduation reception. Associate Director of Basic Training, Alvin Sowers, will now deliver a few closing remarks and conclude today's ceremony by formally certifying the members of this graduating class as completing the training requirements for certification as full-time law enforcement officers.
Class 274, well done and congratulations. Would you please stand? On behalf of Director Beck, I hereby certify that each of you have completed the training requirements to be Kansas full-time certified law enforcement officers. And for the words you've been waiting more than 14 weeks for, class dismissed.